It's time. Week 7 of the NFL. I'm going to make my picks in just a little bit, but that's not what we're doing here. We're just going to look ahead to all of the games. It's our little NFL look ahead, our NFL preview. And of course, if we're going to do something of this caliber, we have to have the NFL music. I mean, it's required by law. And we start, and again, not picks. I will not be offering a single selection in this game. We are just previewing all of the games here on the show. And we start with what is just a absolutely disgusting football game. Do yourself a favor. Don't get up in the morning at 6:30 a.m. to watch Patriots-Jaguars. Please, heed my advice. Don't do it. Don't be like me. Don't be the degenerate that's going to probably have player props on this game and are going to be up at 6:30 in the morning watching Trevor Lawrence and Drake May battle it out in London. Don't do it. Don't be like me. This is a PSA to all the listeners out there. Don't do it. But if you are going to do it, 6:30 a.m. on the NFL Network, Jaguars, Patriots, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags looking to bounce back, get their season going in any type of direction. And the Patriots, game 2 of the Drake May era as the starter. This game, disgusting. The Jags 6-point favorites against the Patriots in London. Basically a home game for them over there in Jacksonville. What do you want me to say about this game? The Jags stink. The Patriots stink. The Patriots are just using the rest of the game, the rest of the season and these games to evaluate their rookie quarterback, to see where he's at, to evaluate their roster. The Jags, every week I wonder if this is the last week of Doug Peterson being the head coach. That's where we're at with these two teams. I have no idea what to make of this football game. Either team could win. The Jags could cover. The Jags could get blown out. I have no idea what to expect in this game. Then, Kirk Cousins, the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Seattle Seahawks in Atlanta, Georgia, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Geno Smith. Man, this is a sneaky good game. The Falcons kind of getting things going. I believe they're winners of 3 in a row. The Seahawks trying to get right here, kind of teetering on the edge of things going sideways on them. Atlanta, just the natural 3-point favorites at home. So the wise guys in Vegas, and you can listen to a lot of those wise guys here with all the VSiN programming that we have here on the station. But say neutral field, this game would be a coin flip, would be a pick 'em. I think this is disrespectful to the Falcons a little bit, but the Seahawks, they play good defense. They've got a lot of talent. Atlanta looking to make some noise. They got to keep pace with the Bucs in the NFC South. They don't really have to worry about the other two teams in New Orleans. What a poor performance that was last night. We'll get to that in the leftovers because that's where it deserves to go. It doesn't deserve its own segment. It deserves to be a part of the leftovers to close the show. That performance last night from the Saints, holy smokes. What a disaster that was. The Titans, the Bills coming off of a Monday night performance where Josh Allen did magical things. They got to 4-2. They kept first place in the AFC East. They're 2-0 at home, and they're taking on a Tennessee Titans team that is not very good. They're 1-4. Their quarterback throws the ball all over the place. It is Will Levis, I believe, starting for the Titans. This is a mismatch of all mismatches in the AFC. The Titans, I don't think they have their long-term answer at quarterback. I don't think it is Will Levis. I was a huge Will Levis fan, but it has just not come together. And I think the Bills are primed. They're 8.5-point favorites. But this feels like where the first stretch of the season, the first 6 games, we've asked ourselves and we've talked a lot about maybe the Bills not being what they used to be. Maybe they're taking a step back. All of the personnel changes that they made in the offseason and that they are going to maybe take a dip this year. I wonder if after beating the Jets on Monday night and getting a soft matchup here against the Titans, if they were to win this game, that things start to kind of just all aboard for the Buffalo Bills. It feels like it's that moment for them if they're able to win this game because it's at Seattle. They get Miami, the Colts up next. This feels like a nice spot for them to rattle off some wins ahead of a big-time matchup with the Chiefs a month from now in November. So this feels like if they're able to win this game and it's a favorable matchup for them, that things will be leaving the station there in Buffalo in Orchard Park. The Bengals will take on the Browns. Nick Chubb back for the Browns. That's probably the only positive thing you can say about this Cleveland team. They continue to trot out Deshaun Watson as their quarterback. They are stubborn. whether it is because the coach doesn't want to make a change, whether it's because the ownership or front office is forcing them to keep Deshaun Watson in there because of his contract. It is just a bad decision, whoever is the person making the decision, to have Watson be the starting quarterback of this team. He's actively holding the team back. They are 1-5, and they're taking on a Bengals team that feels like they're getting hot at the right time. Coming off of the win on Sunday night against the Giants. Feels like it's now October, so Joe Burrow and company can wake up and play good football. Although they have been playing good football, feels like the defense has been what's holding them back. So they are going to wake up here in October. This is where they normally get hot, and this is a divisional matchup against two sub-500 teams. But there's a big difference between the way the 2-4 Bengals have been playing all year and the way the 1-5 Browns have been playing. The Bengals 5.5-point favorites in this one. Let me tell you something. We're talking about this game. Stay tuned. It's part of the Schubert Six. That's all I'll say. The game of the weekend, potentially. There are a couple of contenders. This one might be this one and another one are in the same time slot. This is going to be appointment viewing on Red Zone, I think, these two games. But we'll start with the Texans going on the road, take on the Packers in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Lambeau Field, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, young quarterback against young quarterback, future star against future star, MVP candidate against MVP candidate, good team against good team. What else could you want from the 10 a.m. slate than a matchup like this? Going to be glued to Red Zone. You know what, Scott Hansen? You could just stay on this game for all four quarters and just tell me it's Red Zone. I'm in. Two good teams, two young teams on the rise, two good coaches that have two different philosophies. One's an offensive coach, one's a defensive coach. I want nothing to do with this game as part of the Schubert Six. This is two good teams. I have no idea the way this game's going to go. But star players on both sides. Just a lot of fun in Green Bay when the Texans take on the Packers. It's going to be Anthony Richardson's return to the lineup for the Colts as they host the Dolphins. And I think before the season, we would have been very excited for this matchup. Anthony Richardson and the Colts against Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill. I think we thought that would be a lot of fun. In fact, I don't think it's going to be a lot of fun at all. Tua's out. The Dolphins aren't playing very well. The Colts under Anthony Richardson haven't looked good. I know Jonathan Taylor's not playing in this game. No, thank you. This is it. I take everything back I said about Texans-Packers. Going to be a great game. It's no Lions-Vikings. 10 a.m. NFC North clash. The 5-0 Vikings, the 4-1 Lions. The Lions basically coming off of a bye after what they did to the Dallas Cowboys last week. The Vikings coming off of an actual bye after playing the Jets in London. This is your game of the weekend. This is a clash in the NFC. The Eagles take on the Giants in an NFC East battle. The Giants trying to keep their season alive. The Eagles and their coach trying to continue to make fools of themselves after barely getting away from Cleveland last week. And then we get to the afternoon slate, and it's a short one. It's only 3 games. Raiders, Rams. Oof. What did I say about the Jags and the Patriots? It's what I say about the Raiders and the Rams. The Commanders and the Panthers. Commanders hosting the Panthers, coming off their tough loss against the Ravens in Baltimore, and they get a nice, soft rebound spot at home against the Panthers, and then 125. Clear the schedule. You don't need red zone this week because you got Chiefs and 49ers, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes, a Super Bowl rematch, and then Sunday night, the Jets and the Steelers. Devontae Adams' first game is going to play. A full participant all week at practice for the Jets. He is going to play on Monday night against the Steelers. Going to be Russell Wilson making the start. Despite Mike Tomlin saying that the decision's been made in-house, George Pickens told the media today, excited for Russ because it's his first start. Oops, some mixed messaging there. So it looks like Russ is going to get the start. And then Monday, the Ravens and the Bucks, the Chargers and the Cardinals. We will save those previews for Monday. That is your Week 7 NFL look ahead here on the program.